July 9th, 2006, the Olympiastadion in Berlin. Fabio Cannavaro lifts the World Cup trophy into the night sky. Italy are the champions of the world. It should have been the happiest moment in the history of Italian football. But back home, the country was burning. While the players were celebrating in Berlin, the police in Rome were closing the net on the biggest corruption scandal in sports history. The captain of the national team, Fabio Cannavaro, wasn't just a world champion. He was employed by a club that was about to be destroyed. This is the story of Calciopoli, the story of how the biggest club in Italy, Juventus, built a criminal system to control referees, rig matches, and steal championships. And it all started with one man who thought he was untouchable. To understand the scandal, you have to understand the triad. In the early 2000s, Juventus was run by three men, but the real power lay with the general director, Luciano Moggi. Moggi didn't look like a football executive. He looked like a character from a mafia movie. He was called Lucky Luciano. He controlled everything: the transfer market, the television rights, and, as we would soon find out, the referees. Moggi's power was absolute. If a referee made a mistake against Juventus, his career was over. If a journalist wrote a bad article about Juventus, they would lose their job. He created a climate of fear. In Italy, they called it Moggiopoli. He wasn't just managing a football club, he was running a cartel. And for years, nobody dared to speak. Until the police started listening. The investigation began not with football, but with a different crime in Naples. But as prosecutors tapped the phone lines, they stumbled upon something shocking. They heard Luciano Moggi talking to the designator, the man responsible for choosing referees for Serie A matches. Moggi wasn't asking for fair referees. He was demanding specific referees for specific games. He was hand-picking the judges for his own trial. But Moggi was smart. He knew the Italian police might be listening, so he created a secret communication network. He bought hundreds of foreign SIM cards from Switzerland. These Swiss cards were impossible to wiretap in Italy. He gave them to referees and officials as gifts. It was a secret closed-loop system. But his arrogance led to mistakes. In one intercepted call, after Juventus lost a match to Regina, Moggi bragged that he had locked the referee inside the dressing room as punishment. He literally kidnapped a match official because he didn't like the result. In May 2006, the transcripts were leaked to the newspapers. The entire country went into shock. The transcripts showed Moggi discussing which referees should be punished and which should be rewarded. It showed him manipulating the entire 2005-2006 season. The justice system moved fast. The verdict was brutal. AC Milan, Lazio, and Fiorentina received points deductions, but Juventus received the death penalty. The old lady of Italian football was stripped of her last two Serie A titles, and for the first time in history, Juventus was relegated to Serie B. They were sent to the second division with a massive points deduction. The most prestigious club in Italy was now playing against village teams. And then came the exodus. When the ship sinks, the rats are the first to flee. But sometimes, so are the captains. The Juventus squad was torn apart. Fabio Cannavaro, the Ballon d'Or winner, left for Real Madrid. Islahanovic and Vieira left for rivals Inter Milan. Thuram and Zambrotta went to Barcelona. The fans felt betrayed. Their heroes had abandoned them in their darkest hour. But 5 men stood firm, 5 samurai who refused to leave. Gianluigi Buffon, the best goalkeeper in the world. He could have played for any club on earth. He chose to play in Serie B. Alessandro Del Piero, the captain, he said, "A true gentleman never leaves his lady." Along with Pavel Nedved, David Trezeguet, and Mauro Camoranesi, they stayed. They went from playing in the Champions League final to playing on muddy pitches. It was the ultimate act of loyalty. The punishment was meant to destroy Juventus. Critics said it would take them 20 years to recover. They were wrong. Led by the 5 loyalists, Juventus won Serie B easily. They returned to the top flight immediately. They rebuilt the stadium. They rebuilt the management. The scar of Calciopoli will never fully heal. The 2005 and 2006 titles are still missing from their trophy cabinet. But out of the ashes of corruption, a new dynasty was born. Juventus returned stronger than ever, winning 9 consecutive league titles. Luciano Moggi was banned from football for life. His era is over. But the question remains, in a sport with so much money and power, was he the only one? Or was he just the only one who got caught?